has anyone cracked $10 million a year yet?
I can't say that.
Ooh, okay. That must mean someone's close.
It might be revealing too much.
Okay.
But there's certainly like people making very healthy in the millions of dollars a year on Substack.
So that was going to be my question, is about how many people do you think on Substack are making over $1 million? Is it like 5 or 6, or is it like 50 people?
It's more than 5 or 6. I won't give the exact number again.
Okay.
This is kind of something we want to keep under our hat at the moment, but it's a nascent platform. This number has grown fast and is looking pretty good. And what's really interesting to me is that some of these people, it's not a mystery. You can go and see who the top earning Substack writer is. It's on the leaderboards on Substack.com. It's Heather Cox Richardson. She was previously writing the same post that she does on Substack on Facebook for an audience there that just showed up every day, and like some trolls would leave comments, like giving this stuff away for free. She's still doing it for free on Substack, but she gives people the ability to pay if they want. And one of the privileges they get if they're paid subscribers, they can leave a comment. So there's like lots and lots of value created out of nothing, where she wasn't making any money. She's making tons of money now. There are other journalists who have left really respectable, big paying jobs at major mainstream publications who have left and quintupled their income on Substack. And in one case, I won't name names, but increased their income by a factor of 10. 10-tupled their income. Extremely exciting because it's unlocking all this energy in the universe.
Yeah, one of the things that I literally was just talking to somebody in the mainstream media. She's a reporter. We were talking about something else. I realized, hey, may not be so happy where she is. And I just said, completely off the record, explain a little bit more. Where the conversation went was like, these mainstream media companies, they're brokers. That's all they're doing. They're brokering the attention from the audience with the work from the journalist and the value that is captured there, usually through advertising, but more and more through subscription or other means. They keep the lion's share. They keep like 95, 98%, sometimes 99%.
They own everything. They own that person. They own the reporter's stories and IP. A reporter does a great story that breaks out and changes the world in some way. They don't get anything if that story gets turned into a movie, for example, other than like a name in the credit line.
Wait, is that real?
Well, in some cases they might be cutting a little bit, but yeah, like if you work for the New York Times and someone takes your story and turns it into a blockbuster sensation in Hollywood, you're not getting much money from that at all. New York Times is going to get a lot of money there.
Yeah, I mean that is a whole other story and quite crazy. But I do think what you end up doing, which we see across the world, is you're taking out the middleman. You're taking out the rent seeker. Now, it's unfair to say that it's just a hand in the cookie jar type middleman, because they're providing services, whether it is the brand, the subscribers, the marketing, the operations, editors, like all these different things that obviously make it possible. But it does feel like a lot of folks believe that the economic value being captured may not be sufficient for the services that are being provided. Now, the reason why I say it in that way, there's a lot of writers who don't want to be entrepreneurs. They actually don't want to run a business. They don't want to do some of this stuff. And so you all have experimented with a ton of different things, which seem to be the things that everyone believes are controversial, from putting essentially down payments, I guess, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, like financing deals for writers to get started. Yeah,
because of that. or whatever. So it's like, hey, look, quit your job, come here. We'll basically provide some safety net for a certain number of months. You have to write X number of times, whatever the agreement is, and go. And let's see how big it can get. There's been things that you've tried around healthcare and all these, other services. Yeah. Where have you all landed out? Like, how do you get people to do this who may not want to be an entrepreneur, but can't just only write? They have to do something else.
Substack model is not for everyone, right? And for some people, the newsroom model is the right way to go. Like, they need the comfort and security of a newsroom. There's no judgment about that. For those who can succeed with the Substack model, and it's not just existing journalists, there's millions of people around the world who could do this. If they've got that, I've got to pay rent, and they got that hunger to do it, then their chances of succeeding are greater than if they've just got a comfortable salary to rely on. So with the thing that you refer to as we call them Substack Pro deals, it's financing up front to help them take away the risk of leaving their job or saying no to some other opportunities, so they can dedicate themselves full time to the enterprise of building their own media business on Substack. So we're kind of doing for writers what a VC might do for a startup entrepreneur. except we're demanding less and we're staying like it's totally hands off. We have no editorial influence on those people or anything. We did find some when you do that, some people do show up for a paycheck, and they're like reading it the wrong way because it's hard to get money to get like to do anything in media. And some people show up for a paycheck, but some people take that money and they're grateful to have it because that lets them get started on building their dream publication or doing the sorts of writing that they've always wanted to do. And so you have to be quite careful with the balance of it. It's not just going to be, you can't just like spray and pray. And of course, some of the deals don't work out, and some work out famously. It's a little bit like funding a movie or funding a book or funding a startup in that way. But often what we've found is some of the best earners, many of the best earners, definitely most of the best earners on Substack never had one of those deals. They're just like backing themselves, taking the 90% from the start, because if you take a deal like that on the financing package from Substack, you only keep 15% for the first year, and then you revert to the standard 90-10 model that Substack has. And those people who are really backing themselves, they can succeed. That it seems that they have a greater likelihood of success overall, and especially of like out earning sort of whatever their modest goals might have been, and to make a ton of money on Substack through subscriptions.